right, let's get right back into it. Yeah, you're checking out the Opie and Anthony show. Big star in studio.
Absolutely.
Talking about checking out naked women in their apartments.
We're looking next door. Seem to be some naked women out there. Yeah.
First of all, thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming. You're like a real star. Like, I watch you. You went from that guy. It's Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah, I was about to say, we gotta say his name so people know who we're talking to here.
He's like now a star, going to be in major blockbuster coming out this summer. Die Hard. What's the tag on it? They want to call it Die Hard.
Live free. Live free.
Live
or
free.
Die hard.
Live free or die hard.
It's a license plate in New Hampshire.
Yeah, apparently.
Right? That is there.
You went from like, I'd see on TV and go, oh, that's that guy. Where did I see? You're like with the guy that pops on TV and you have to go to Internet Movie Database and go,
oh, yeah.
Wait a minute, who was that?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden with Deadwood.
No, I'm not the guy when I talk to people at parties and they say, you're an actor, what do you do? I say, oh, yeah, like I'm on the show Deadwood. Oh, it's one of my favorite shows. Well, who do you play?
Yeah, I'm like the star. I'm in every episode.
I'm not.
Well, that's another thing, though.
True.
You've gone through a lot of different looks. Like, we got into Deadwood. Me and my girlfriend completely got into Deadwood. Loved the goddamn show.
Yeah.
And then she goes, do you know that's the guy from Go? Like, get out of here. That is not the same guy. And, yeah, you get that mustache, little Western thing going.
Can do.
And a little bit of the little longer hair, the cowboy hat, and you just fit the part. Yeah, you got to walk around, though, with that whole look for quite a while.
No,
like, 2 years?
That was a burden. There's like a lot of your wardrobe just flies out.
Yeah, you can't wear.
Once you get, you're like, I always liked that chain, but with the mustache.
It doesn't go with the 1890 mustache.
Yeah.
That you're sporting.
No, it's just months. There's always this. My wife always gets to a point in the when we're shooting that show where she says, "When are you gonna wrap? When you guys gonna be over?" But really, what she's asking is, "When are you guys shaving?"
When are you shaving that thing? We have to go out. We have children.
Why did they cancel the show? Is it just too expensive, or is it everybody just
want to
move on?
It's a big part of it. I think so. You know, it was a very expensive show, and David Milch, who created the show, did another show for them, and I think in a way they were just like, it's a network that's always about sort of the next great thing.
Just moving on.
Yeah.
I mean, that network tends to thrive on this is the next great television show.
Yeah, but can they understand that it really pisses people off because you kind of get into a show?
Well, I think it pissed David Milch off because I think he got the feeling that that's what they were trying to do to get him. They didn't cancel it as much as they were pushing him towards maybe doing less. It was costing him a lot of money.
Oh.
And they didn't own the floor. And anyways, so he basically said, or I could just quit. And that was his response to.
Eek.
It was a bad, bit of a thing.
Yeah, a thing.
A bit of a thing.
A bit of a thing.
They say they're going to do some movies, so.
Can you talk about the naked woman you were telling us about as you sat down?
We used to live down at Jones. I was your lovely lady across the street here. It reminded me, I used to live in New York. I used to live on Jones Street down in the village there between Bleecker and 4th. And we had just the most beautiful woman across. She'd just walk around topless. She'd lean out her window. But then we actually had people would just have sex down on the street down there.
Yeah, really?
No, on the hood of a car.
Right there.
Yeah, like
when the bars let out, things like that.
Yeah, because that 4th. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be like 3 a.m. You'd be like, honey, look, there's 2 people having sex right there, and they would be on the back of the car, but then aware of pedestrians. And so they'd be going at it, and then when a pedestrian would approach, they'd go at it right up until about a few yards away, and then they'd kind of stop, like as if they're just having conversation,
hanging out, talking.
And the person it was always fun to watch the person walking because there was a bit of that moment they realized what was happening, but chose to ignore it.
Already maybe a little bit past the situation.
Exactly, and then they'd get by and then stop and look back.
New York is an odd place for stuff like that. Like if in other places, if it happened, it'd be just, "What are you doing?" New York is just kind of, "Hey, take a look."
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
move along.
That's what's great about waking up when we do. For a while there, I was walking to work, and I would see the cars just all steamed up because it was the time of the morning where the clubs could let out and people are having sex in their cars.
Yeah,
I used to keep track, but now I get driven to work, unfortunately, so I'm missing out on that. You'd hear the music coming from the car and just the steamed up windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we come in, it's still last night. Like you've been doing the talk shows, and morning radio is like last night. They talk about, when I drive in, I listen to the news, and they're going, the temperature is 34 degrees, going down to 32. It's like, it's not even as cold as it's going to get yet. And you're just like, it's still nighttime when you come in. Early guy, do you do that? Or you just like sleep late, now. Hollywood kind of?
Now I got kids, so that kind of makes you a morning guy.
Eek.
Well, there's this thing of like, you know, you realize you want to wake up like an hour before the kids wake up, just so you can, you know, I'm ready.
I'm ready for the day.
How old?
Ready for these guys.
How old are your kids?
The worst thing to be to wake up with them because they're so demanding. You know?
Kids will do that, huh?
Right? I don't
guys
have
any.
No. No. Well, see, that's thinking.
How old are your kids?
The 7.5 and the youngest 3.5. There's 3 of them. At least one too many.
At least one too many.
The third one's cute though. But
that's good. Well, that's a plus.
A little extra, I felt.
Yeah.
I felt it was a little obnoxious.
Yeah.
By the way, there was a lot of controversy. We weren't sure we were going to have you this morning. There were emails going back and forth all night long with our buddy Roland.
Did something happen with Bruce on the set?
We're hearing Bruce Willis got hurt on the set of Die Hard.
I think he had a pet goat.
If that DNA comes back to Bruce Willis,
and it looks suspicious.
From what I've heard, it would just be because Bruce has been through every woman on Earth.
That's right.
And he had to go to animals.
That's right. It was that or some sort of skydiving thing that happened.
Got to keep it fresh.
Skydiving with his girlfriend. He took a boot to the head apparently.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's what I was told.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got kicked in the head.
Kicked in the head.
Got some stitches.
Well, that's good. He's the kind of guy that could get kicked in the head, get stitches, and it'll just look better on him.
He's the real deal.
He's the action guy.
He's been very cool. He's been very nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's it like? Because obviously you were a young guy when the first movie came out, the first Die Hard came out.
Yeah.
Were you a fan of the movie and everything?
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that still, I think, is one of the great quintessential popcorn films. And Alan Rickman, one of the great villains.
Oh, what a great one. Yeah, he was a great one.
Bruce, I was going to, I think I'm just going to do what Alan Rickman did, but just more gay. That's what I'm shooting for on this one.
Hans Gruber.
Right?
I love that one. My favorite scene in the first one is when he finally bumps into him in the stairwell, and you're like, oh my, how is this going to play out? Yeah. Oh no, you're one of them. Oh, don't hurt me. Don't. Bruce Willis knew the whole time.
Yeah,
Give him the gun.
Alan Rickman's class act.
Yeah. That was a great villain. But what do you play in the latest installment?
I'm the villain.
You're the bad guy. You're the bad guy.
Yeah, just more gay.
Like what's your motivation of badness? Like Alan Rickman, and he was,
I'm just trying not to bring down the franchise. Not that I feel it rests on my shoulders in any way.
Oh, it does.
You're just kind of trying to do your part.
Look at that. I don't care what it's about. Just don't make me the goddamn...
The only thing that helps...
The fall guy.
Right, Jeremy Irons was the villain in the third installment. And the only thing that helps me a little bit is that I know there's one guy that no one really remembers that well.
Yeah.
So I feel like that I got that going for me.
Yeah. The third one wasn't really...
No, this is... Oh, you didn't like the third?
No, I didn't like the third. The second one...
I liked it was Sam Jackson.
Yeah, that one got a little weird, yeah.
No, it doesn't.
And another thing that ruined that movie for me is living in New York. Because you're like, there's no way you can get a cab from Midtown all the way downtown.
Oh, you're one of those guys when you watch the movie.
I wrecked everything.
This isn't believable.
So you had
all that other stuff you're believing, but a dumb cab ride.
Yeah, it was a cab ride.
Takes you out of the movie.
Yeah. Kind of ruined it a little bit. And now you're supposed to also be in Hitman?
Yeah, starting March.
You're playing the lead role?
The Hitman.
The guy. I love the game. Played the game.
All I know is the pictures I've seen online.
Yeah.
I looked it up online.
You haven't played it at all?
First thing I noticed was there's a lot of porn. And then I actually got a guy. Yeah, the black suit, the red tie.
Now the big thing.
The big thing is the bald head.
The bald head. Now we were speculating.
Oh, your wife's gonna hate you.
She
thought the mustache was bad.
Could go terribly wrong.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. What happens? You know, you always wonder. You shave your head, you get a little scared.
I did an episode of My Name Is Earl, where they put a bald cap on me. And I take some comfort, and when we did that, the makeup person telling me, you have a nice shaped head, and
that's good.
I'd never been told that before. But when this came up, I said, well, I got that head going for me, so maybe it'll work out.
Maybe the shaved head thing, because they can't use like an SNL skit cap on your head. They got to shave your head.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happens if they shave your head and they're like, ooh, it's bumpy.
Oh, we didn't expect all these
Yeah.
bumps.
Oh, we're gonna have to find someone else.
I've debated doing it, but I have liver spots on my head, so I didn't, because I look like I'm,
Like Mr. Burns from The
grandmother with
Simpsons.
no wig.
Yeah, no, that's a good call.
Creepy.
You've shaved your head.
Yeah, never bald. I have like little liver spots, and it just looks creepy. I'm in my 30s.
How old are you?
The skull of a 90-year-old.
I'm sorry.
Liver spots
Yeah.
in your 30s.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
You have a great personality, though.
Thank you. I mean, that took a long way, but
I said right when you walked in, too, Timothy, I was saying, don't know him. Because we've had celebrities on the phone and stuff. The one that upset me the most, Edward Norton, on the phone. Not even that. He's like, oh, Jim Norton, the comedian? Oh, yeah, I've seen you down. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I just get this, like, thing where I hate when celebrities know Jimmy.
it's always accidental. It's always they stumbled on you somewhere. It's never like they see me as an equal or we did a project. It's always some, oh, yeah, you're the guy from the comedy show. You know, believe me, it's nothing. I wish it was something. It's never
Oh,
chased.
Jimmy, it's more than that.
You're right.
He was on an HBO series, Lucky Louie.
Do you have to talk about the canceled show to the one of the biggest hits HBO has had in like 15 years?
When I first moved out to New York, I did stand up at Boston and
Comedy Club.
and I did at least a couple nights at Cellar and Louie, and they were like the hosts.
He was here yesterday, Louis.
Yeah,
Cellar's great. Boston, tough room.
Dave Attell,
Yeah.
all those guys.
You did stand-up? Yeah.
Did, yeah. And
Did you like it?
for a minute.
A minute.
What didn't you like about
It's
it?
a tough gig, man.
You know, I on one hand I loved it and I loved the thrill of it and all, and at the same time I felt like I don't know where I'm going with this. You know what I mean? I didn't. The future looked bleak.
Really?
You know, Frank Whaley was doing stand-up more. You know who he is?
Yeah, no, I did movies with Frank Whaley. Frank Whaley's hilarious.
He was in Swimming with Sharks. People that don't know, and he was the guy in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Who was
the Gimp.
Burger? Say what again?
Oh, I
no,
thought
not
it was
the
the
Gimp.
Gimp.
I wish it was the Gimp. No, it was the Say What Again, and he got shot.
I did a war movie years ago with Frank Whaley at HBO, and it was miserable. We were working in Hungary, and we were all miserable, and a bunch of pansy actors whining. So that's usually what it is. Just to, I often say, don't be afraid to bitch is my motto for young actors. But Frank threatened to quit, and the producer dared him to. And I remember Frank saying, "That's as low as it gets. When you threaten to quit, and their response is, go ahead, I'd like to see you do it. I don't think you got the balls to do it."
Oh, you don't have the power. Yeah, that kind of
cuts
your power base out from under you right there.
Yeah, that should be it. That's usually when that's your final. That's your go-to.
How did he go back the next day? Like, how did he save face and go, I was going to quit, but you wanting me to?
That's exactly right. That's where he walked back to all the actors, watched this little fight, and it got to the point where he said he's going to quit. And he just walked back and just faced it. He said, "You know what? That sucks because I'm not going to quit." And he just shouldn't have pulled it out unless he was willing to walk.
That's kind of emasculating.
Yeah, you got to be willing to walk.
How do you go from stand-up to acting? Did you
took a class?
Yeah. Took a class. That was pretty much it.
Took a class here in New York. A man named Bill Esper. He has some studios here. And
what was your first real part?
First part, where I got a job.
Where it was like a juicy, nice role.
Well, my first gig was a off-Broadway play here in New York. Forgive me. I did a TV pilot, and it was my first acting experience of any kind. And it was Maria Bello, and it was Jim Caviezel, and myself, and it didn't get picked up. They're big stars now.
And we're getting a note. He's got to go.
Damn it.
You have another interview or something? They're handing us notes like crazy. He's got to leave right
Jay
now.
Moore.
I used to hang out with Jay.
Yeah, we know Jay.
Yeah.
Jay comes on the show came on the show.
He used to come
a while ago. Now it's too early for him.
He's a big fan of the Ron and Fez show now instead of ours.
But I saw you guys on Dinner for Five, I guess it's called, and you guys all sit around and just
I called him.
BS. Yeah. Oh, it was hysterical.
Wait, what happened?
That one's hysterical.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
I called him a name on the show.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You just called me an a-hole in front of It's like, it's okay. It's everybody.
Everyone knows
People know.
People just know. They know you are.
The best kept secret. He's a douche. Hey, what's the matter with you?
Yeah,
He's a good guy. I remember we did stand up. He was, I was just starting doing open mic and stuff, and then years later saw him on the set of Go.
Yeah,
he was great in that.
All right, now we're getting looks.
All right, I got it.
All right,
we're getting looks. Well,
guys, thank you.
Where do you have to go now?
By the way, I'm supposed to be here to promote a movie called Catch and Release.
I know. Well,
yeah, I know.
Well, the big plug is Catch and Release, right?
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. We did it a while back.
And Kevin Smith's in that one.
She got pregnant.
I just got raped by Kevin Smith playing poker
Really?
last week.
Really?
Yeah. He just destroyed me. I'm playing again, February? Yeah, I can't leave on that legacy, man. He raked me. I was just an amateur. I was giving money away.
Yeah.
I was getting calluses on my knuckles for digging in for more money, and he's just laughing at me.
Hey, what's the plug? What's the movie about really fast? Catch and Release.
Take your date. Grab a girl.
It's a date movie?
It's a good. You know what? I'm proud of it. As romantic comedies go, it really is it's head and shoulders above what you usually see. It's good. Susanna Grant wrote that and directed it. She wrote Aaron Brockovich, and she's a real deal. It's good. Jennifer Garner's in it.
Were you sexually attracted to your co-star? Like when you do like a project, do you
gotta go?
Oh, okay.
He really has to go.
Yeah.
So check out Catch and Release. Timothy Olyphant, thank you so much for hanging with us today. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. We'll be back in just a bit.